Pat Robertson went on a classic 1950s style, uber-religious, full of shit rant about gay people last night. Let's listen.
If God in his word says that it's an abomination for a man to lie with a man as with a woman, that's what it says, it's an abomination. And also the Bible says that for these things the land shall vomit you out. And so there's a clear warning that those who participate, the name of this stuff is sodomy. And it has to do with a city named Sodom that was given over to all kinds of perverse sex practices. They even wanted to have sex with angels. And God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what the term comes from, the destruction. And so what our civil rights commissions and others are saying is we want to endanger our society and set it up for the judgment of God. And if you Christians don't like it, then get out. Because, well, I don't know, Lot apparently didn't like what was happening in Sodom and Gomorrah, and some angels took him out. We don't really want to leave because we like it. And that gentleman out in Colorado likes his business. He's been in business for a long time. And what the gays are saying is, we're going to drive you out of town. Either you conform to us or you must leave. That's the message that's being put out. It's the same message that there was in Sodom and Gomorrah. You're either going to have sex with angels or have open sex with anybody, or else you leave. Or you go out of business. That's America. You don't want that, do you, Terry?
Very troubling.
Yeah, very troubling. Very troubling that you're still on TV. What is having sex with angels? Where did that come from? How did that get in there? What's on Pat's mind? But look, the whole thing about that rant is it really does represent this old school ideology, and it shows that Pat Robertson, he's operating off of momentum. He's taking the ridiculous, metaphysical, dogmatic ideas of a previous generation, and he's pretending like they're still relevant. But here's the problem. I have no issue with somebody believing the absurdities that Pat Robertson clearly believes, as he laid out right there. That's fine. I'm not the thought police. You can believe whatever the fuck you want to believe. But keep your fucking hands off of the government. He's portraying it like he's the victim, and Christians are the victim. Why? Because we're not allowed to continue to discriminate against gay people and have the protection of the legal system on our side. That's right. That's right. You should not have the protection to do that. I mean, stop and think about this, man. It was Christians who fought to continue segregation in the South, and they used that argument, the same argument he's using. Well, I'm just going by God and the Bible and the angels having sex in Sodom and Gomorrah. And they said, look, man, it's just our religion. You can't tell us we're wrong with our religion. We believe what the Bible says. The Bible says you shouldn't intermingle the races. You shouldn't mix the races. So we want to continue segregation. How dare you attack our Christian faith? That's the argument they used, okay? If he was being consistent, logically consistent with the argument he's making against gays, he would go back and make the same argument against segregation today. He'd say, look, I'm still in favor of segregation because it's in the Bible. Or he'd say, interracial marriage, another perfect example. You're not allowed to mix tribes in the Bible. That's banning interracial marriage. Okay, and is Pat Robertson out there being consistent, saying, look, I want to go back and ban interracial marriage? No, because they realize we lost that battle. We are too vicious and too bigoted if we actually argue that. So we're going to back off on that one. But let us keep the gay bigotry and hatred and intolerance. Please let us keep that. It's all we have left. No, we're not going to let you keep that. No, a business owner should not be allowed to kick somebody out simply because they're gay. Okay? There are 29 states in the U.S. where somebody could fire you or kick you out of their place of business if you're gay. They could say, oh, you look slightly effeminate. Get the fuck out of here. We're done with you. That should not be allowed. Only 17 states. It's rising consistently, but only 17 states allow gay marriage right now. That's stupid. It should be all 50 states. Take your bigotry, Pat Robertson. You could keep it. You can believe it. You could feel it. No problem with that. But keep your fucking hands off the government, because we're not supposed to have our government be based on religious beliefs, especially not on your interpretation of what you think your God maybe or maybe not did or didn't say for your ideas and your religious beliefs. It's the dumbest thing imaginable. We need to use reason and logic and rationality and this thing called democracy, and we need to protect rights, not take them away because you happen to be stuck in this old school mindset based on religious dogma and silliness.